Hey guys, Trevor back with another video, and today it's gonna be a little bit different. So, this is my Kuva farm, Steel Path farm, kind of acolyte murdering machine build that I like to do. It's gonna be different than I've seen a lot of like Baruchs and like Korras, of course, and just the meta frames. But this is my go-to Kuva like solo survival acolyte killing build. So first, start off with Warframe. Nyx Prime. Or Nyx, doesn't matter, either or. Highly suggest getting Nyx. 100%, she's amazingly strong, she's so powerful. Good for defense, interceptions, survivals, as you're gonna see today. So, get this Warframe. Amazing Warframe. So we'll start with the build. So, Energy Siphon, you don't really need this. I sold all my aura mods, so this is my only one that matches it. I would probably be rocking Corrosive Projection or something like that in this slot, but Energy Siphon works too. Doesn't really matter. Just throw on an aura slot. That's all that matters. Now, I'm gonna recommend this. This is gonna sound strange. Vigilante mods. I highly suggest having Vigilante mods on her. Especially if you're going like Tonkor, like what I'm gonna be using. Any crit weapon, I just recommend using any weapon in general that does high AoE damage, like the Brahma, Ogress, Tenet Tetra, Envoy, all that shit. Use 5 Vigilante mods. That's why I have this one in here, and also gives me enemy radar. Not complaining about that. And I didn't really have anything else to put in here because all my stats are how I want it. So, Prime Flow, want this maxed out. I'll do that later. Playing Expertise, Narrow-Minded, Assimilate. This is going to be our bread and butter right here. So Assimilate, Augur Message, Intensify, Streamline, Continuity. So you only need to Intensify just to get above 125% power strength, something like that. So then your Psychic Bolts can instantly strip all shield and armor. Extremely powerful. Acolyte spawns in, chuck it out. All shield, all armor away from the Acolyte. Kill it in like 1 to 2 shots. Extremely powerful. You'll see in the video. Really good. Assimilate. So what this does is it reduces your movement speed by 50%, but you can move and shoot while in your what's it called? Absorb. So while you're in your absorb, you can move and shoot around, and you just pretty much take no damage at all. That's why I have max efficiency, as much as I can put on right now. So that much efficiency, and you'll see why I have a lot of duration in a second. So ton of strength, or not really a ton of strength. Low range, don't care about range. Not here to chaos enemies. Doesn't matter. I am chaos, pretty much useless on this build. Don't worry about it. It's not worth it. I have a different build for chaos and all that stuff for other missions and all that stuff. So don't worry about this build right here, or this ability right here. So high duration, high efficiency, really low range, decent strength. Armor strip all enemies and take away shields. Makes you invincible. Energized munitions. So I like to use the Tonkor. You can use this with the Brahma. It's really good with the Brahma. It's really good with pretty much all the rocket launchers and explosive weapons in the game. Activate this. Makes all your shots. Pretty much you use 4 shots to actually use 1 of your ammo. So I'll show you really quick. That's why I have a lot of duration. Activate it. 2, 3, 4. Now I have to reload. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I have to reload. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I have to reload. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can get about 4 magazines with this build with the Tonkor. You can also do it with the Brahma. I just prefer the Tonkor. It's my favorite explosive weapon in the game. It's my go-to weapon in general. Extremely powerful. You'll see that I don't have Prime Surefooted up here. First off, I don't have it. I'm past 600 days. I have to wait till 900. So my fault about that. Should have picked it up. But I also don't have Cautious Shot on here. So you don't need Cautious Shot or Prime Surefooted because your Assimilate actually makes you immune to all knockdowns. So your own knockdowns included. You can't be hit by knockdowns, you can't get knocked down, you can't take status effects, you can't take damage. you're invincible, you're a monster, you just move slow. I'll show you a couple ways how to get around that. So it's my Tonkor build. You've probably seen this in my Tonkor video. If I'm about to post that up, I'm not sure if I have yet, but I'm pretty sure I have. Um, if you've seen that video, this is just the same setup. Extremely powerful. I've made some changes to my arcanes about this weapon, so you'll see that in a sec. Primarily merciless, of course, but a generic viral slash build, and then prime fast hands just make me reload faster on it, so I can get more 4 shots out of my magazine with my energized munitions. My rib mod, if you don't have a rib mod, you can just take that off and then just throw on like, let's say, where is it? So I actually don't have Serration on here, so you can either throw on Serration, you can throw on a Bane mod, you can throw a lot of different things on here. I have 3 Tonkor ribbons, I'm just using one right now. Vigilante armaments isn't bad. You can go with bladed rounds, that's a pretty good option, but I have a ribbon mod, and ribbon mods are pretty good, solid on this. 3 out of 4, or 3 out of 5, sorry. So pretty good. This is the one I'm using. Critical chance, damage to infested, minus damage to corpus, increased damage. I've been using this one a lot lately too. Damage reload speed cold. So if I rock this on, I can actually take rhyme rounds off and fast hands off. Take both these off because this pretty much works as both of it. I still don't need Serration because this gives me damage as well. The only thing why I'm not rocking this is I like the red crits. So that's why I have this on, to give me the 133.7 crit chance. So Arcanes. Energize, must. Need it. Need it, need it, need it. If you don't have Arcane or Energize, I'm sorry. This build will not work. You need Energize. There's probably ways around it to make it work, like hopping out for a second, using Rolling Guard, and then dropping a bunch of pads, get your energy back, and then go right back in it. That could probably work. But Energize, if you want to stay in your Assimilate forever, get it. And you're spamming your first ability a lot too, which is energy or energized munitions, so you're spamming it, get you more shots, so you're going to need energy for this, going to need energy for psychic bolts for the tough enemies, and then chaos, useless, absorb, you need energy for that, always. So, energize is a must. If you don't have energize, I'm sorry, figure something out, because I can't help you there. Arcane Avenger, so this actually works while you're in Assimilate. It still considers you taking damage, so it still procs. So I have a max rank one, so on damage 21% chance for 45% crit chance. This pretty much gives me almost guaranteed orange crits all the time, which is extremely good. So that's why I'm rocking it. But this is where the little trick comes in. So if you like to use your melee weapon, bring a primer. I use Octi Prime. Octi Prime is my favorite primer in the game. You can use Kuva Nukor, Atomos, Tenet, Cycron. All those work. Doesn't matter as long as you have a primer. And then Condition Overload, melee weapon. Just generic Condition Overload, melee weapon. My go-to is Reaper Prime. Favorite weapon in the game. Has been for a while. So I've been just sticking with it. So that's why I'm using it. So there's multiple Sentinels you can use. You can use like... Ooh, I don't have my other one. So, you can use Death Cube with that crit stuff, but I prefer Carrier, just because the ammo case, never have to worry about ammo. Especially if you're using, like, say, the Brahma with this build. Carrier, must. I highly say just use Carrier. Extremely good. Gives you ammo, pretty much, ammo mutation for free, so use that. If you like to use the Brahma, highly suggest just chucking Carrier on. If you like using Tenet Tetra, Carrier as well, must, need it. Those 2 weapons drain through ammo. That's why I personally prefer the Tonkor. Doesn't really drain through ammo, has a lot of reserves, reloads pretty fast, crazy damage, good AoE. Overall, this is my go-to, but there's a lot of different kinds of weapons you can use for this build. So, but get an explosive weapon since you are immune to knockdowns. Just use one. Back to the carriers. So on the weapon, just use 4 vigilante mods. This is where I'm sticking my 4 of them. So pretty much I have a 25% chance to enhance my critical hits. So pretty much my primary weapon can now red crit. 30% of the time, like, or 25% of the time pretty much, because I'm always almost getting orange crits. So 25% of the time it's a right crit, so my slash procs just delete through enemies. And yeah, that's pretty much my setup. If you get an Acolyte to spawn in, check out Psychic Bolts. So I'll run up, activate this. Oop, Arcane Energize active. Activate Munitions. And as you can tell, extremely powerful. Getting a bunch of right crits, a bunch of slashes. That was an orange slash, viral. And I'm still just gonna absolutely devastate him. So let's see if they dropped any energy orbs. There's one right there. So my energy's at about 330. Boom, back up pretty much max. So Energize is a must. I highly suggest using it. If you can't get up these because you can't jump, Operator. There you go. That's how you move around fast, or you can use a melee weapon. It's really up to you. But yeah, that's pretty much my setup. I absolutely adore this. This is my go-to setup for survival missions. If I'm farming Acolytes, like all of them are dead. Oh, energy back up to max. Like, I haven't even touched any energy from up there yet, so you'll never run out of energy at all. But yeah, you just need high duration, high efficiency, high strength, or decent strength, just at least 130. So you can armor strip all enemies. I'll show you here really quick. Pause it. Check that out. There you go. All these enemies right here are armor stripped, so just flat out kill them with the shot alone. So that's why I just say at least having 135 or 130, because you just armor strip so good with her. Way better than Ashe, in my opinion. I prefer Nyx over Ashe in just general use. I think she's, in my opinion, stronger. But that's also because she can't die, she armor strips, and she just immune to everything, including your own CCs. So, extremely good. Highly recommend trying it out. Just want to see what you guys think about this build. Leave any comments or anything, like saying how good or how bad this build is and what I could change about it, because I've been messing with this for about 4 or 5 days now, trying to change up things around. And I know my Toncore doesn't have max toxin. I could care less. I probably should get like a 60 roll, but not too worried about it. But as you could, I'll show you really quick. It does work with Brahma too. So I don't have the Arcane up here, but this is just a generic build that I like to use. I'll just grab some energy really quick just to get my energy up. I'll unpause these guys too. And remember, I'm not invincible, so Arcane Energize active. And as you can tell, I'm still getting right crits even with this weapon. So, but yeah, I'm pretty much out of ammo, and I didn't even activate munitions. This definitely works too. So if this is the weapon you prefer to use, go for it. Not saying it's bad or anything. Go for it and use it. Try it one more time. I'll just show you a couple of the explosive weapons that you could possibly use. So this time I'll activate Energized Munitions. Energized Munitions is pretty much lets you spam shots all over the map. And there you go. Used 3 shots, killed all these enemies, and I'm back up to max. So definitely try out the Brahma with this build. Pretty good too. I just prefer Toncore. I feel like it does more damage. I could show you with the Ogres, but Ogres tends to not be as powerful as the other ones. But it's not a bad weapon either. So this one, I think I do have Primary Merciless on. Magazine. Definitely works with Ogres too, just not to the same extent as the other ones, but definitely not bad. This thing is more for like a status type of weapon, but definitely works too. Not saying it's a bad weapon, but it's definitely not the better explosive weapons in my opinion. And last but not least, Tetra, my personal second favorite one. The only bad thing about this is the semi mode does not work with energized magazines, so you can always swap out your first ability for something else. But just go out and I'll show you really quick. As you can tell, it definitely works. It's a powerful weapon. Definitely a powerful weapon. And there you go. That's pretty much the build. I use the Toncore in the rest of the video, just because that's my go-to. You could try Archiplasmor and stuff like that. Just any AoE weapon in general. Just try it out with this build. You're invincible. You have a pretty much infinite ammo. You're crazy powerful. You armor strip. Crazy good. So let me know what you guys think about this build. Catch you in the next video. See you guys. Peace.
Scans show Grineer are harvesting Kuva nearby. Set off the alarms to draw them out, then steal their Kuva catalysts. Predictable. As expected, Grineer have shut down the environmental systems, sending modified life support capsules. Use these to sustain your environment or attach Kuva catalysts to begin harvesting. Ready for a capsule. I've delivered a life support capsule to the area. Activating it will buy you more time. Prepare for life support. Additional life support has arrived. Off to a successful start. Extraction is available if you need it. could not do this without you. Another life support capsule is now available.
all share in this bounty. Hold out as long as you can. successful we will be.
It is done, Tenno.